Hello, hello. Tidbits from the Love Notes. Well, this will be the third time I've done this. The first time I did it and it went into a short, so I had to delete that. Now I just did it and I didn't have the volume on. And they tell me that you have to have the volume up or there's no way for anybody to see it with no volume. So this is the third time charm. So I want to tell you one thing. It's what I'm eating. So this is a big salad. And in the middle of the salad are three salmon nuggets, and I sort of bread salmon and put some Old Bay seasoning on it and do it in the air fryer. I pretty much only use the air fryer. I used to pan fry a little. I don't do any of that. I just air fry things, and this gets crispy, and it's a nice touch to the top of the salad to make it seem, especially for non-meat eaters. And so these are some lentil chips. I'm addicted to potato chips, so I had to just stop buying them, and I'm doing that. This is whole grain bread with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter for protein on some whole grain bread. So I'm sharing that with you. And on the salad, there's celery, carrots, red onion, really healthy. And so I do 2 of these salads a day, always for the last 100 years, it seems like. And then you just got to have the protein and some whole grain and keep going. Then do something a little bigger at dinner, maybe do some brown rice or depending whether, well, I say brown rice because it's good for you. It's better for you than white rice, but you can do white rice and a protein item, which could be meat if you do meat, and then a vegetable, something. I do food prep on the vegetables. I just buy a bunch of kale, cook it up, keep it in the freezer, and in the nice weather, I get it from the garden. So I'm pretty busy, but I'm always doing food prep. So when I go to get some food, I have some. I don't have to go out and eat it. Go out and buy something that I might not know what it is. So that's the story on that. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then let's see, what did I do with it? Oh, this is something new. Yeah, I have a son that has a couple physical therapy clinics. He is almost a doctor in physical therapy, and I told him that I'm almost 100, and I said the inside of my thighs are getting a little bit flabby, and he said get a Pilates wheel. So this really great works great that you follow the instructions, put it in between your thigh, a little lower than your knee, and you do this exercise, and it really firms up the inside of your thighs. So that's good, right? So I'm sharing that with you, and so I'm going to give the message to you. And I did this on a short and had to take it off. So the message comes from Psalm 105, verse 17. When others fall short for us, be kind and loving anyway. God can use us who forgive in that way. Love God can use us to do great works. And so here's the little story. So I will say this, that I got visited by my son, and he just bought a big baseball facility up in Baltimore to help the youth. He and his partner, they're trying to help the youth and have a sports facility for young kids to come and work out and learn baseball, run bases, batting cage, and all that. So that's great. He's an ex-baseball player. So, boy, he's really doing great things. So he came to my house and he shared with me a lot of great ministers talking. And oh my God, I was happy to hear what they had to say, but then I was kind of sad because I said to myself, oh my God, people need to listen to them, not me. And he said the sweetest thing to me. He said, oh, Mom, he said, you're a part of this. You're a part of this. You have a ministry too. You're just talking to other people about different things. So that made me feel like not giving up. Because with YouTube, you can't give up. You got to keep putting it out there and hope you touch some hearts. If you're trying to do that as a ministry, you're trying to reach out and help people, So that was sweet that he said that because it kept me going. So I listened to one of the ministers that he had me listen to, and he's from Maranatha Bible, and his name was Batarsheh. I think I have that right. It might be an N on the end, but I think it's a H. And he didn't have Reverend by his name, but I'm saying Reverend Batarse. So, um, so he talked about helping one another and especially helping those that don't necessarily help us. They might even just help us a little or not at all. And he said that when we don't harbor dislike for them and we do right by them, that's when we know that we can do great works for Love God. Because that's what Love God does for us. Because we are so sinful and do wrong all the time, thinking wrong, doing wrong. I know I do. And so that's, like I said, from Psalm 105, verse 17. And then he went into the story of Jacob and how he was sold into slavery by his brother Esau. He was sold because of the jealousy. And then he ended up going through this whole thing there in Egypt and becoming a great person that was in charge, second in command of the military, and he did predict that there would be, that there would be a famine. And so wouldn't you know that his family had to come from Canaan to try to get some food up in there, and they didn't even recognize their brother, and do you know what? He recognized them, and he did not even hold it against them. Guess what he did? He helped them. He helped them. He didn't tell them. He didn't get on them about what evil things they had done. He accepted them. And so the share was really about the suffering. Suffering has a place. Like we see all the stuff going on in our world with new administration and here, there, and everywhere. Crazy stuff. Seem like it's crazy going on. Really, like you can't even hardly talk about one thing because every time you turn around, there's something else. So I'm just saying, our suffering has a purpose. Love God allows things to happen for the greater purpose. It's all about the greater purpose. It's not the here and now. And so we got to strive to go with God's flow and respond righteously and experience God's greatness patiently. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this is Tidbits from the Love Notes. So glad I got a chance to share with you. If you looked at it before and it was the half a little bit of blurb, well, here's a little better version of it. So all praises, love you. All right, bye-bye.